Welcome ladies and gentlemen to another demo review video. Today, I'm going to be looking at MAJ3R versus Astralis in Europe RMR B. Calyx and MAJ3R going out towards bottom ramp in the early portion of the round. Start up with an opening lurk smoke and a molly, and now a secondary molly for MAJ3R out here to the tops. So quite a bit of utility is going down out to the ramp control now for Eternal Fire. You've got a flash up there to gap as well. Another flash a little bit deeper, indicating that there might be someone pressing aggressively in from ramp. But Eternal Fire are actually going to start shifting over. So the call here is now going to be a B split by the seams of Eternal Fire. You've got 3 players already walking on a contact. They've taken a duel onto Glaive. MAJ3R's now going to get into a position where he might actually run boost the likes of Calyx out towards the other side. So a lot of information's being shown out to be here for Eternal Fire. But they're going to cancel and start regrouping. So they're going to leave Calyx outside of B, while everybody else seems to be coming back down the ladder and start regrouping towards the bottom of ramp. Maybe X-Clown stays for a little while out to the mid presence. Astralis don't have much information off the back of it, haven't been able to make an info play. And now you've got another lurk smoke, more utility to follow. Now MAJ3R's just spamming out here towards the crane position, but they're not committing off of the back of it. And now have a look at Calyx out there towards B. He catches off that first player and makes 2 happen. Really nicely done. So that's just a very sick call there coming through from the likes of MAJ3R to try and force Astralis to make an info play. Calyx does eventually go down. Glaive now gets flashed right out in the open. That's an easy kill for MAJ3R. 3 versus 2. This round's finished. 4v4. And just a dry contact coming through from Eternal Fire up to the top of ramp. MAJ3R clearing out the right-hand side boost. The M4 of BlameF is in an off angle quite aggressively towards the fence. MAJ3R might not be expecting this. Oh, nice adjustment. Gets that headshot onto BlameF. Can now smoke off the right-hand side. And just put more of an inkling of pace up here towards the side directly. Make sure that none of these pistols find any more. And just making sure that that M4 drops so early on. He's actually going to go out to it. Glaive should drop 2. And yeah, there's the 3K. And Buzz is now the last one left. Very well handled there from the IGL, that it doesn't get out of control and BlameF doesn't make something special happen. Smokes are going to clear and Buzz has now been seen. Does get away with 1 kill, so the round's becoming quite expensive and now you just play time. Now you just freeze it in. Buzz has got a smoke but with no kit. MAJ3R and MAJ3R have got everything playing for them in this 2v1. Buzz can smoke off the bomb, try and see if he can draw a fight out in the open. And MAJ3R's just not even really peeking. Put a couple of spam bullets in. Now they know he's off it. Spam continues. Buzz is even lower. And eventually the M4 is going to get the kill in the end. A 6th round for Eternal Fire. A 4K to come through from the IGL and MAJ3R. Going mid for the first time in this T side for MAJ3R. Early incendiary from Zip disallows any further aggression that MAJ3R could have brought out to mid. How does MAJ3R play off of the back of it? Doesn't want to slow it down. Instead wants to peek around the corner with a slow walk contact. All about timing here onto Zip and he catches him. Opening man advantage pretty much within the first 20 seconds of the round. Calyx, MAJ3R and MAJ3R going out here towards a ramp control. And just putting some util up, passing it back over. But it seems as if they're not actually that keen on even trying to take ramp or show any more. Instead, just regroup completely as a unit out here towards B. Now, Emor will have to drop off silently. And Buzz has probably no idea that there is going to be a full XE going on. Repositioning back out towards White, and it's just a contact. Buzz has now been seen. Out here towards White, he's just trapped. Oh, here come the stacks. Here come the HEs right towards his position. Nothing that he's able to do off of that one. And now the further utility could just rain in. MAJ3R has to try an entry frag in this kind of round. Lots of counter flashes, trying to get out from White. Position himself back over to the site. He does drop, but now it's up to his teammates to get the trades. A flash forward for Astralis to peer up towards top crane. Now here comes the counter utility. Incendiary goes down, followed by a HE. And now another flash, putting a lot of emphasis on trying to take that top ramp control. Another flash comes through. MAJ3R just completely blinded. Does at least deal with the likes of Glaive. And now him and Calyx can try and peek together out here to the top of ramp. Device ends up falling back. And now Eternal Fire find themselves in a 3v3. MAJ3R's going to drop off and watch the backstab. Now they know that Buzz is the B anchor. So maybe anticipating that he's going to wrap in from the bottom of ramp. MAJ3R is up from gap, loses that fight to the likes of Device. And now it's down to both MAJ3R and Emor to make something happen. MAJ3R's going to go back into gap and deal with Device, so they bring it into a 2v2. And now they've got to prioritize trying to get this bomb plant. You've got some pre-fire going down out there towards a headshot and orange position. MAJ3R being spammed in the process down low, does get the bomb plant in at least. Where does he go after this? Can't really reposition, put a molly down to buy some cover, but Zip might catch him up towards headshot, and indeed he does. One-way smoke to the bottom of ramp for Eternal Fire. But once again, MAJ3R is not keen on trying to stay around from ramp. Instead, they want a complete team regroup out here at B. Now, the crossfire is slightly different from Astralis. You've actually got Buzz that's taken some of this bottom ramp control, and Zip holding quite aggressively for the crossfire. Run boost out towards that right-hand side. ZR drops. Buzz finds a couple of kills. MAJ3R desperate to try and get that trade back. But the flash in there just denies any accountability to make more happen. Now they've got to try and work a 3v4. MAJ3R keeping the crosshair locked. Out here towards the default position. Oh, lovely. What a great tap that is to Zip. And that's a play that can really recover this round. And oh, the timing. As Device sets up this backstab, who's ready for it? Who's watching for it? Oh, it's Xcloud. Eternal Fire read this like a book. And look what they do now. They don't even be exec. They realize, okay, well, if Device has made that kind of backstab, they know exactly what's going on. Let's freeze. Let's start regaining back some of this ramp control. Very nice call here for MAJ3R in the 3v2. MAJ3R sends himself into ramp solo just to be able to provide some lack of information to Astralis with nades. And what you'll find in this round is that everyone is pretty much regrouped outside of B. ZR is starting to make a contact. It could turn into an Xe down on B, and MAJ3R's just completely alone on the ramp side. ZR gets that first kill onto Buzz, turns away from the flash, deals with Zip, and just continues to try and drive kills. He gets a 3K, and then look at MAJ3R on the late look. Device has got no idea that this is a possibility, and that's just a very good kill. I love that entire setup for Eternal Fire, where MAJ3R's showing some level of distraction with just util out towards ramp, Eternal Fire commit towards a B exec, and then MAJ3R's late rounds there to be able to put damage on, to try and make it expensive. Even for blameF, he's the only player left up here towards A. MAJ3R might be able to catch him. Up towards 51, no, not quite, but the information's there, and now he can call it over. He can try and address that. There's no way that blameF stays alive. Now, 3 players heading towards ramp this time around. You've got MAJ3R, ZR, and Emor. blameF all been seen on the drop down in there from the bottom of the ramp smoke. That's a fantastic opening kill there for MAJ3R, and now just so much more is being granted. A lot of spam, even out there towards that close right-hand side position. So within the first 20 seconds of the round, they've already managed a 5v2. It seems to be a B exec here from Astralis. You've got Xflam playing up from Guardian, Calyx playing deeper in the bomb site, and MAJ3R that's waiting out for the mid lurk and can rotate in from Guardian very quickly. Can even try and assist with nades that he's got under his belt. Buzz gets that first kill onto Calyx. MAJ3R sees absolutely nothing out from mids and now focuses attention back down to Guardian. First flash in, 4v4 on the retake. Now he's got an incendiary that can go down towards Y, out to default. It's going to be the white molly. That's going to try and force Buzz out into the open. Waiting for a contact, waiting for a timing, and when he should start throwing the utility. Emor is still trying to clear out this mid control just to make sure that there's not going to be a late lurk. Now here's the pop flash in front of the generators. Turn away from it. HE slightly deeper out to the quad angle and just actually keeping a high advantage to look down to the double stack. Try and peek on his teammates. See Buzz out towards Y, and now it's down to blameF. Out from the danger position, which MAJ3R catches, gets onto the defuse, and allows Eternal Fire to get up to 13. Lurk smoke coming down from Zip, so MAJ3R's going to widen up the angle and actually find himself out towards the right wall, where he's expecting Zip to get a high advantage to try and jump up on the boost and look over that direction. Turn away from the flashes as best as he can. Zip going to start getting up onto that boost, so being caught straight away, and now just repositioning back out to Guardian. Can put a molly down to try and deny the bomb from going in. Eternal Fire have got so much to work with. Man advantage in a 5v3. Another HE down to the site directly. Not a massive amount of chip damage. MAJ3R now just waiting for the flash to come in. Try and support the retake itself. Turn away from the flash. You've got a player close up towards the generators. MAJ3R takes quite a bit of damage just to the molly that was underneath Guardian. And he's expecting a swing towards the left-hand side of the generators, and ZR gets both kills, so MAJ3R's not even massively required on that retake. MAJ3R repositioning himself out towards elevators. ZR's already losing some damage, so MAJ3R's going to try and peek on the contact, look out towards that left-hand side of default. Eternal Fire trying to fight from the man disadvantage, and MAJ3R thinks, okay, I've got to try and make a play. Get some height, look to try and fight in here towards bottom ramp. Does get flashed, but he hasn't been seen, so he can maintain this angle for some portion of time now. blameF spamming through, MAJ3R just waiting for blameF to slowly walk up on that ramp control and bring back to a 4v4. A lot of damage done towards blameF, but just not quite enough to be able to get a kill. Now he's been able to reposition some of his teammates back over. Xflam and Calyx back out to mids, and Tara's rotating over, so seems to be a good read here from MAJ3R. A lot of players to defend up towards B. Calyx gets 1 kill. Major's now looking out towards the left-hand side. Now the right of Generator. Glaive with the bombs. Got to try and cross. They've only got a couple of flashes. Xantares is waiting for an overextension. Zip does get caught. And there's a backstab coming through from Xcloud. But there's also a backstab coming through from Device, and this is being watched, or is it? No. He's actually been able to catch the timing, look back around and actually spot out the AWPer. Major could not have timed that any better to get the result forward for Eternal Fire. And what impressed me massively in this kind of game is, well, first off, we don't typically look at IGLs. So we're looking at a much different perspective. And when I look at this from Major, as an individual map, whether it's a best of 1, whether it's a best of 3, map 1, map 2, map 3, however you look at it, this was his best performance in terms of rating on LAN in the last 12 months. And it's against Astralis, where he comes away with a very comfortable 16-7. I felt as if Major read the game incredibly well. They only dropped a single round in the second half. He stacked up bomb sites really nicely. Felt like he was always overcalling the likes of Astralis, and individually even put up a lot of high impact, came through in some crucial rounds. So if you maybe want to see Major again in a different game, if you maybe want to look at some more star players like a Xantares, like perhaps even an Xcloud at times, I know he's quite a bit more of a supportive piece, let me know. Put it down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.